swear I tried, yeah. I swear I tried, yeah. I swear I tried, yeah. I keep trying, yeah. I try to live, yeah. I keep dying, yeah. I try to give them game, they don't need mine. I swear I tried, yeah.
News for nobody.
Today's sporting news, we're going to start off with Friday night's game, Celtics-Hawks. Celtics started out red hot, shooting up the place with 8 3-pointers in the first quarter. But the Hawks were even red hotter, leading 74-67 at halftime. 74 points is a franchise record for the Hawks, with most points scored in the first half, shooting 63% on 3-pointers in the first half. They had 7 players in double digits. Everybody shooting up the place. Celtics lost the shootout. The Hawks' best player, DeJounte Murray, killed it. I mean, this kid is freaking spectacular. You know, Trae Young and Brogdon Bogdanovic had some points, but they're liabilities on defense. Real liabilities. When they're out there, it's like playing 5-on-4 for the Celtics. We're way too deep. Way too deep. Jaylen Brown made a comment that we just took their best shot and still almost won. And I think he has a point there. That speaks volumes to the depth the Celtics have and the confidence they have. They let this one slip away. They know. Sunday, Game 3, Game 4, correct. So I stand corrected. Should be a different game. I think the Celtics are going to wake up. Like, they should have swept this series. They know they should have swept this series. We should finish them off 4-1. In UFC news, my favorite thing to bet on these days, Curtis Blades, a wrestler, and a person some think or thought or maybe would or could still give John Jones a run for his money, was knocked out in the first quarter. I mean, in the first round by Sergey Pavlovich with a vicious freaking right. Oh my God, what a fun night full of fights. And I won a little money thanks to Sergey. I actually bet on him knocking him out in the first round. I had a feeling. He's hot right now, and I think he's going to give John Jones a run for his money. He's a big, nasty dude. In the boxing world, Tank versus Ryan Garcia. Much anticipated fight. The whole world was waiting to see. Started off slow. Garcia seemed to be in the fight for a while. Tank always starts slow. But as the rounds progressed, you can slowly see Tank starting to wear on him. I mean, he hits hard, right? He hits real hard. In the 7th round, he hit him with a body shot. Boom! And it was delayed. I mean, the fight kept going for 3-4 more seconds, and then Ryan Garcia just took a knee. The body shot was too much for him. And I lost money. I picked Ryan Garcia to win by decision. I mean, by points. In the end. But in the end, Tank prevailed.
If you hear this and you scared, run. Shout out to all my dudes, no bank account and a dirty gun. What?
Run. Some more news for nobodies. Top news from CNN about women in the 1960s who really didn't have fair rights. The women of today have come so far. Let's not ruin it, ladies. No credit unless married, right? Husband had a cosign. Crazy. Shit, I can't even get a credit card. My wife can, though. No birth control, right? Marital rape wasn't even considered rape in the eyes of the law. That's fucking crazy. Women also had no rights when it came to abortion. That was until the 70s, when 4 states, Alaska, Hawaii, New York, and Washington, changed that. In 1970, 3 years, I want to say 3 years, I think, I read, before Roe versus Wade became the law of the land. Women just talking about abortions, that was considered a conspiracy to commit a felony. But we know women are more resilient than that. In 1969, a gang of women started an underground abortion clinic. Some were students in college, some were married with children. And a band full of Janes. They called themselves Janes. If I was you, I'd check out HBO. They have a cool documentary. And the story on CNN is top news. Check it out. I think it's crazy. I mean, we've come so far with race and women's rights. I mean, we make a big deal about what it is today, but let's really look at the progress we made. And let's just continue making progress. I mean, we're all equal. Women back then were making half of what men made, even if they did the same job. Like, that's crazy. That doesn't happen today. Women can say what they want. That does not happen today. And I think a lot of times, businesses view women as, like, especially younger women, as somewhat of a liability in the office because they get pregnant. They have to miss time for that, and I think it's stupid. Me personally, I think it's stupid. If a woman can do just as much or as good of a job as any man in any field, I would say. Although I've never seen a woman work for a moving company or deliver refrigerators. I'm just kidding. Let's cut the bullshit, man. We're all equal. Doesn't matter about color or sex. I think the biggest war we're all fighting is the class war, rich versus poor. Let's unite, man. If we all unite, the people in power don't have shit against the power of the people. Let's go, ladies. Stand up. Would jump, but I love my kids. Wish me good luck on the straight path with some turns. Nah, how would one learn? Observe. That sums it up in one word. They're coming for your souls. Are you concerned? On CNN's top news, there's a war in Sudan, a civil war, a country fighting itself. U.S. embassy workers were evacuated and hundreds of civilians had died. The embassy workers were rescued by 100 U.S. soldiers. That's the shit I'm talking about. Real heroes, real sacrifice. Apparently the war is over control of Sudan's politics and its direction. It started 4 years ago when the country overthrew its former dictator Omar al-Bashir and continues. Joe Biden made comments and spoke proudly of our troops. I think who should have really spoke is the Sarge in charge of the rescue, like professional athletes after a game. Like, we flew the helicopter in. We shot a couple motherfuckers. We got the embassy workers out, just part of the game. We practice how we play. I love it, I say we got our people out. That's a good thing. Let's see how it ends. We did what we had to. Now let's mind our fucking business. Let's go, Brandon. Shut the fuck up and watch. Unless Sudan has something we want, of course, like oil, poppy seeds. Then, of course, we'll never mind our business. We'll just go in there and act like we're saving lives. Meanwhile, we're filling our pockets.
Sometimes it's better to remain quiet and be thought a fool than it is to speak up and erase all doubt.
Yo. In entertainment news, Casey Anthony with her fine ass. The lady who killed her kids and got off. Yeah, she made a trip to Disney World, and TMZ was there to capture the whole thing. Shit's so funny. She was apparently there for some adult time with no kids at a place full of fucking kids. What a miserable bitch. Hide your kids, man. Hold them tight. And if you ever want to get away with murder, call her. Hit her up. Email her. See what's up. Because this bitch, I don't know how she got away. I don't know how she got off. I don't know. Maybe she blew the judge or something. I don't know. Shit's crazy. But why would a woman who killed her kid, obviously didn't want to have kids, wants to go to a place full of kids? I'll never know. And TMZ, who I usually hate on, thank you for this story.
News for nobody.